So you could start us off with Chainsawman. How do you feel about it so far as a whole? And then we'll get into the most recent episode.
As a whole, honestly, it is just every episode for me. I'm never finding myself. It's not a labor to watch the show.
Right.
If anything, I gotta rewatch it to get a lot of the story beats because I'm just like looking at the production so much.
Yeah, it's so
like
pretty.
the angles, the close-ups. And remember we were talking on a previous episode about, I think it was around the time we was watching Ghost in the Shell, and I was talking about how in movies like Perfect Blue, where like you can see each facial twitch.
Yes.
You know, it's not just some eyes changing, mouth moving, like up and down. You know, just we're gonna like cover the episodes that we've been missing and everything. But that last episode, like the amount of fear on people's face was so.
It made me think of Doki Doki.
Doki Doki.
Like when she had the little
funny.
knife, that like was such a throwback to Doki Doki for me. Like the
who was that? Yuri?
Yeah.
Yuri, the one that had the knife?
It was giving Yuri. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was just, I had to watch it again just to actually like get the story, understand why the devil was there, the actual situation, because I was just like, they don't have to be like, I keep wanting to say filming because they're drawing this, but they don't have to create these scenes this way. It could easily just be a little camera shot. They don't got to be doing the angles and the fisheye lens when people are like right up on their face. Like, it's everything. It's so good.
I don't know. They always gonna put their foot in it because I mean they have a different outro for every episode, which I'm absolutely loving that. So I'm like, if they got energy to do that, then you know, I mean, they really put their foot in it. Like for a series, for a weekly episode, like they putting their foot in it.
There's animes. I'm trying to think. For some reason names aren't coming to me right now. But there's animes where as characters are getting introduced, the openings change, or they add in an element to the opening. I want to say, did Attack on Titan do this at any? I feel like maybe as the story changed, scenes in the opening changed of one of the seasons.
I know Slime did it for sure.
Yes, Slime did absolutely.
It. But as new characters were coming, they would put them in the intro, just like to not. I like that new brand because it's like not having spoilers. So like once a new person comes in, then they have a new intro with them, as to not have the spoilers. Oh, Bleach.
Bleach is like, actually, now that we talked, like I know an official spoiler about a certain character,
right?
And it's right there in the opening. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It's so
right
annoying.
there, and that would be such a lit reveal. But you already revealed it on first episode 1.
They are so good.
What are y'all doing?
They're so good. I don't know why they do that, but no, I mean, I still will not stop like loving how I think was it episode 3 or it was when after they saved Meowie from the Bat Demon, and they had that moment in the apartment with Aki getting ready for his day. Oh, that was like the stuff dreams are made of. It was so beautiful. I want the GIFs. I'm still waiting on somebody to send me the GIFs. I just
they got to be everywhere at this point. That was 3 weeks ago. They're out. Yeah. They're out there. There's probably full time. Remember that Tumblr I sent you with the Lestat gifts?
Yes, I need to go on a Tumblr page. You're right.
I bet you there's one full of them. I bet.
Yeah,
making the coffee.
It was so beautiful. Like it didn't even feel like I was watching anime.
Yeah,
like I know it was anime.
So
yeah, but it didn't feel. You know what I mean? It felt like it was. There wasn't really a point. Was there a point?
I think there was a point. Yeah, I think there was a point because it was just illustrating how
peaceful his life was,
serene his life was, and even with the addition of Denji, it wasn't that chaotic until Power showed up.
Yeah,
and it was just like it made you really understand how he was like, "Are you fucking?" Like, why are you torturing me like this? And it goes to show how big of an effect. What is her name? Makima,
yeah.
Has on him and pretty much everybody, to be honest. Oh my God.
I know a spoiler about her, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell because I was mad when I found out. I did not appreciate finding out that spoiler, but I love Power. Like the episode where Denji got to squeeze her boobs. So Denji's goals in life are, we love to see growth. Denji is growing. He went from wanting to what did he want? He just wanted damn toast.
Before we get to the boob squeeze, because we're gonna get there too, but we didn't talk about after he defeated the Bat Devil.
Yeah,
the Leech Devil showed up, and you could not convince me because they took their sweet time until they said what the devil was, and it was like, okay, the name of the devil, the more fear it causes, the stronger it is. So the idea of the gun devil or the hell devil or something, So I was sitting here like, what is this devil? Because it was like long and it had these ridges. I was
what was the name?
Lord forgive me, but is this the booty hole devil?
I think it was the booty. The anus devil. The
anus devil. Because people be scared of that cavity. So
that's nightmarish. It was basically like sphincters. A sphincter devil.
Yeah, I was thinking intestines, to be honest. I was like, it looked like intestines, but
it was so
devil.
many sphincters.
It was a lot of them.
It was giving booty hole.
This is just a booty hole.
It's a lot.
But no, it was a leech.
It was a leech.
Mm-hmm. Leech devil.
Okay.
Which I saw.
I guess
saw it, but they said it.
Cause it kind of like came up. Where it come from?
I don't know, but they had a relationship with the Bat Devil. So
I thought it was in the Bat Devil.
No, it wasn't in the Bat Devil.
Oh, I thought when the Bat Devil blew up, it like came up out the intestines. See, I've totally redrafted a story of how this went down in my head, and it was basically the Bat Devil got killed and his intestines were alive.
No,
because it looked like intestines. I just was like, okay, well, his intestines came back alive.
Nobody's blaming you because that's what it looked like to me.
Okay,
that's exactly what it looked like to me.
Wow, so that was his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that I had to point that out because I really, honestly, genuinely, wholeheartedly thought it was the booty demon.
I think the booty demon
with Chainsawman so far,
scarier.
Would you be shocked? Really though, because how would it attack you?
I wouldn't. The booty demon to me is way more intimidating than the leech. That's cool, Rashawn. Are you gonna come back to complain about Bleach? Because I know he had complaints, but I'll read them.
Oh yes, I really want to hear him.
I know he's lurking, so I guess he'll come back. But yeah, the booty hole demon would be scary. But I did like that fight because that was like one of the first fights Denji had, right?
Oh, he had the one with the zombie demon.
Right.
And then, which was cool.
That was like his transformation, really cool. Like when he first, but that was like his first, like, okay.
Right. And then, I think that was, the Bat Devil was his next, like, huge fight like that, which was really crazy.
That fight was really
both of those both of those fights back to back were really good. Like, that was a treat getting those back to back.
I like how his little chainsaw only got so long because he didn't have enough blood. I do want them to. I'm still struggling to understand that.
Same.
I want them to talk about like it. I just need like a cut scene of Denji getting a blood transfusion, or like can he just drink? I think we're about to see that in this next episode, though. In this, maybe. Because I feel like at some point he's going to... My hunch is that Denji will have to start drinking the blood of devils or people or human. Like, I have this thing where I think Denji's going to have to consume something. I just, like...
What?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, either the blood of, like, devil, because power control... Like, I feel like there's going to have to be something, because his human blood, I just, like... Maybe it's my nurse brain, but I'm like, human blood takes quite a while to replenish, like, if you lose it. So how is he? We haven't seen him getting any like blood transfusions.
Well, there was that weird scene that I still didn't get, and I'm glad you brought that up because when he was fighting the Bat Devil,
right?
There was a part where it took off and it was on his leg, and he was like sucking the blood out of the Bat Devil.
He did, right?
What is that? That was painful.
It's back. It just does that.
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I got. Hold on. It's me. Wait, one second. Okay, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mic does that, and I don't know why it does it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's terrible, and I plug my headphones. I plug my headphones into the mic because I was like, maybe I could hear it if I have my headphones in. I still can't hear it. Only way I kind of know is your expression, and then like on this is like just up, you know. So,
and these are the sound effects, the sound notation?
No, that's not. That was my mic.
Oh, okay.
It just like static. It just does this high pitch. I don't know why it does it.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
It was like sucking. I was just thinking, but yeah, sorry. He did suck the blood, but I thought he just did it to be annoying in that moment.
Same, but when you brought that up, because I have those same questions, like I'm not 100% understanding of the ins and out of his powers just yet. I mean, yeah, it's like episode 6 at this point, but
right,
like when he uses his power, does the chainsaw, chains shoot out of his head and his arms, and that's the part that I love about it, is it doesn't immediately ignore the cost to this spectacle that we're seeing. A chainsaw just came out of this man's fucking head. Like,
right,
they actively show how much blood is being lost during
constantly.
Yeah, so like I get that he can't just spam it, but I still don't get the melting of the chainsaw and him all of a sudden being healed, because the first episode when it melted, it wasn't a hole in his head.
Right.
His hands weren't split in half. He was just healed, you know?
And so and also the chainsaw is related to how much blood he has too. So it's like his blood powers the chainsaws too. Because remember, he didn't have a lot. It was just like a little short, so cute, the little chibi chainsaw.
Which I was like, okay, somebody's gonna save him. When that fight first started, I was like, he literally only has this little chainsaw.
Nah, he was
his
putting in
eyeball is almost hanging out. Like when she slapped him so hard, his eyeball.
Twan is lucky. Twan is not hearing that at all. Sorry, they played that sound alert, and it was like, I'm about to turn these sound alerts off. Why are they so loud?
I don't know.
And it's doubling too, and I don't know why it's doubling. I don't understand this.
Look, go ahead. Evil. Look at Yella.
Yella's treating Spartacus.
I thought it was doing the sound alert.
I was like, please don't play it. I just started sweating profusely when it came on because it was so loud. But go ahead. I don't think you want to hear it. Do you want to see the screen, or you don't want to hear it? Twan's like, I'm good.
I don't want to be shook out of my chair anymore.
Yeah, that one sound alert doubles. It's just the one. And I don't know why that one doubles. I'm going to have to go in and fix it.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be no punk here. It's not like it's just like loud and I'm like, oh, it's loud. No, it's like a siren screeching in my ear.
It's very loud. Twan doesn't like the jump scares. But no, he did work with that little chainsaw. So I do think at some point they're going to have to cover like how he's getting his, or is it going to turn into, because he's half human, half devil. So I just feel like, okay, well, yeah, he has to eat food, but don't devils like eat blood and stuff? So I just feel like if he's half and half, that also makes sense to me. That just his human blood is not going to sustain it.
Or this is anime and they just leave it up to you making up a reasoning for yourself, which also is a very realistic
But then they
possibility.
like pointed it out, so it just seems like if it just wasn't going to be a non-factor, I feel like they wouldn't have said anything about it. So the fact that they like brought it up, I just feel like it's gonna come up again.
I mean, I hope it does. I really do. So speaking of things that finally came up or didn't, I don't know. I'm gauging his reaction to touching boobs for the first time.
Yeah, he wasn't really into Power's boobs.
I mean, to be honest, Power is disgusting.
Power is not disgusting.
Bree?
Power is
free.
Why is okay? Can you tell me why Power is disgusting?
No problem. Power doesn't flush her shit.
Oh, you mean like as habitually, like as a okay? Yes, she's disgusting. Yes.
She doesn't want to take a bath.
But Denji don't care about this. Is Denji, the man who sold his balls, well, a ball.
Okay. I guess.
Who ate a cigarette for $100.
They also was trying to play, and that's another reason why they needed to show us the peace, calm, and tranquility of Aki's day, because they also tried to play a trick on him where they apparently wanted to put shit on his face. Oh no.
I missed it. I missed it.
No.
I missed it. Yeah. I mean, they both childish
No.
and like basic and have no like. I think most normal people would be like Aki, and like they're just Denji is not normal though. He's also disgusting and.
Yeah, that is very true. But I feel like since he's gotten a little bit of culture now, is
he cultured or he's just
he's got a little jelly on toast and you can't tell him nothing. I feel like he's less.
Denji is going through growth. Denji got his jam toast. He got to squeeze a boob. 2 now.
Mm-hmm. Which
2 sets.
So Power just knows about chicken cutlets.
what like the little bra. Why wouldn't she?
I don't know. I just feel like she's so.
Why did she have them on just because she knew she probably put them on to like I feel like that would have been the first moment she was like, I'm gonna put these in my bra just because Denji was going to squeeze them.
It was noticeably.
Yeah.
Noticeably, it was noticeably smaller to me after she took the. The little boopy things out, but I was like trying to remember before. I was like, what? Like, she ain't have no Tsunade knockers or nothing, or Rahime's.
But I don't remember her being like Rukia in this bitch. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it was giving me a little bit.
It's giving Rukia.
When she took him out, it was giving Rukia.
That's true.
A little bigger than Rukia, but it was giving Rukia.
I mean, look, Denji can't complain. Okay, that was his first. He wasn't into her. That's cool. They also weren't great. But what did you think about the Makima thing when she was like?
It blew my mind. Bree, when I tell you
thanks for the follow.
Honestly, I've been watching anime a long time. I have experienced a lot of waifu material.
Right.
I have experienced a lot of coercion, manipulation, seduction.
Right.
I have never experienced a moment like Makima gave us. That was for seductive.
Us. That was for everybody.
Oh my God.
That was a lot. I had a boner. I don't have a penis, but I had a boner.
I really kind of wanted that to be my thumb. I was like, she is working it.
Yeah, she was. That was intense. I feel like I might have been slobbering. I don't know. It's just one of those moments. If you catch me with my mouth open, it just like gets a hold on you, and you like that. The moment's over. Let me close my mouth.
I need to pull one of yours and just start recording me watching it and like piece it together later, because I was like this, like during that scene, I was like, I felt like I knew it was coming. I was like, okay, yeah, she's gonna, try to play off of him, not feeling his dream or getting the dream and it not being. And that was also a nice little deeper than what it was meant to be moment of like finally getting your dream and it not being what you thought it was.
That happens in real life. For sure.
Yeah, it really does. But it was like in such a simplistic, stupid version. But it was so real and it was so powerful.
He's back at it because now he's trying to get this. Isn't he trying to make out with was it the psycho girl, the one who was scared, who he was supposed to make out with, or was it? No, it was a different girl.
There's Aki and what is
the people that showed up for this little part we on.
She actually, and I need to remember her name because she's now
the one with the ghost arm.
So interested, yeah, I'm so interested in her character. Like that last episode.
Oh,
people we gonna get there. We gonna get to.
No, because you made me think about that moment when he was fighting the booty hole demon. And Aki, that's the booty hole demon. I don't care if you call it a demon.
Now
it's
it is
the booty hole demon. But when Aki came out and his whatever demon he got to deal with ate the little demon's head off.
The fox demon.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I literally jumped.
Quick. It came out really quick. I was like, okay, Aki is a lot more powerful than what I was imagining in my head.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's on some Daki. What's his name? Isn't his name Daki in My Hero Academia? The guy with the blue flames.
He reminded me of the guy in Jujutsu Kaisen, actually. What's his name? Because he got the little... the one of the dude. I'm old.
The dude that summons.
The older I get, the more southern I get. And I can't remember none of these babies' names now, honey.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
The little dark hair baby.
Really like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody that watched that show knows who we talking about.
They know who.
But yeah, I do see the similarities in their actual powers.
Right.
But the reason I'm comparing him to Blue Flames dude is because when he uses his flames, he's pretty much burning away his skin when he overdoes it. And so his deal with his contract with that devil is a sacrifice of himself, which isn't always the same. This time it was his skin. But bitch, one activation was from here to here of skin. Like that's how much he was bandaged.
Which is kind of like a mid-ass power. Like, why are you even on this squad where, like, if you don't have another power, then, like, I'm definitely not sacrificing pieces of my body for, like, some regular people on the street. If I have, like, a whole, like, I have to go after this demon, I might have to sacrifice my whole body to beat this demon, so I'm going to not use it for random stuff. Like, how is he even on this squad?
Right, and I'm sitting here like, there's what, 4 other people now on this squad,
right?
And y'all all showed up. Now, granted, with looking at the situation, maybe this was the most effective way to end this without him getting eaten, because he was literally a lip away from getting eaten.
Right.
So maybe considering, even though we only know one other power of theirs, maybe his was just the most effective, which, okay, I get that. But it's like all of your abilities apparently are costing you big time.
Yeah.
Either some part of your body or your whole lifespan. Not your whole lifespan, but
that feels
portions
weird.
of your life.
That
like, yeah. You need to figure out how to use another sword. Carry 2.
But I mean, Denji's like, I mean, I think that's just the nature of it. Because even Denji, like, loses blood. We don't know what the other chick who uses the ghost arm has to give up. Did she say?
I think she gave up her eyeball, right?
Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's apparently yeah, I think she did. This is apparently how it works.
So with that being said, do you think Makima has, like, do you think she's just running the show and, like, really manipulative, X, Y, and Z? Oh, I forgot, spoilers. So pretend like you don't.
I don't know. I actually don't know. But the more I watch, the more I'm starting to maybe put together what I saw and what I know as to how it fits into the whole plot of it all.
Because I'm just like, I don't outwardly see anything she sacrificed, although I also don't see anything from the other 2 people that were in the last episode,
right.
As far as any contracts being made. But I wonder.
I actually, I didn't consider it a spoiler before either, but I think I know, like, 2, because they were talking about that snail that she has in the opening. That snail that she gives Denji to eat. That's like a real slug or snail, apparently. So I'm just kind of like putting it all together now, because it's weird. I saw that on TikTok. It was just like a random fact about that snail. That snail exists in real life that she gave him. So if you want to, like, as a standalone thing, maybe, but it will give you some good, like, possible, like, oh, I wonder what that means. What does it mean?
Tell me.
I think in real
alert, y'all.
Spoiler alert, maybe. What's up? What you need? No, you just ate. Girl, if you don't go find something. No.
That's another famous Black Mama quote. If you don't find something to do.
No.
Who are we just talking about? We were talking about the booty hole demon. Oh yeah, Aki and his powers. Yeah, he got to come up with something else, because this sounds like the only way he can attack is if he sacrifices his body. And even Ghost Girl, she doesn't have a contract that severe. She gave that eyeball up once, and she has complete control, it seems, over her.
Well, I mean, he probably needs a lot of power for who he's gonna fight. But that slug in real life is a slug that apparently it's a parasite. And what happens is it looks like a slug because it's a parasite that kills the slug and then takes over its body and does all those colors and stuff. And it's like in the shell of the snail, right? Does that make sense? So it's like a parasite and it takes over the snail. Like the snail eats it, it kills it, and takes over its body. And it's like inside. And then when if a bird comes and it eats the parasite that looks like a snail. But it's not actually a snail.
Trying to take over Denji's body?
That's what I mean, I don't know. But if I'm thinking about that.
That is interesting.
Rashawn, I'm gonna find you and kill you. Do not play those jumps. I swear to God. I swear to God.
It is not even Halloween no more. Delete
it.
That.
Says magic. It says magic because we were doing a show about word magic that women do, and I did that as a jump scare.
So you actively made another jump
It's because
scare.
they like doing it.
I'm so sick of you. You one of them channels. You one of them channels where you film yourself sleeping and people be paying.
Oh yeah,
you up
I love watching
ways.
those TikToks because they be on the bed like, ooh. He told me he was treating Spartacus. I don't think them buttons that close. Y'all some haters. But if we played around with that theory, then that's a lot. I don't know.
That is a lot. And I would be interested in seeing how that works out. What is her connection to these nails? Is she the one controlling it? Like,
right.
Or is it just like, yeah, there's a lot of questions there. But
it's called a green bandit brood sack. Thank you. 2 chopsticks.
Brood sack. Mm-hmm. Every time I hear
that's the name of the
think of witches because Aqua Teen Hunger Force and the Brood Witch.
I always think of chickens because when chickens are ready to lay eggs, they go broody. So yeah. Anyway, that's the kind of spoiler. I won't give you the other one because it's terrible. But I'll be interested to see how that goes. So what do you predict for? Do you think he's gonna? What do you think he's gonna do? Because this last episode, they're fighting this fear demon, or devil. And I want to say I love the outro, the one before this one with the infinity. Like it was the outro and it had all the infinity imagery, like the stairway and stuff like that. I just love that outro. That was my favorite one so far.
I need to go back and watch them. But I think I've only seen all of the outros once. Like when I went back and watched it, I kind of cut it off before it played.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Like the imagery of the horse running. There's like I'm because now I'm like I pay attention to them because they seem to be somewhat related to the story. So I'm always kind of curious to see like how that's going to tie in to what we figure out. So what do you think Denji's going to do? He jumped inside like when we ended the episode. So like what the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah, so in that last episode, which even though really quickly there was some complaints about the pacing, I get it and I do understand because a lot of it was, I feel like, just really grounding and showing you, bringing you into what they were experiencing as far as like how much time they were just spending there, but also time's not moving forward. There's no way out. Going downstairs brings you up. Going upstairs brings you down.
Right.
Like that.
It was supposed to be like a fever dream, I think. Like you're supposed to get that feeling of like being like you're not oriented, like you can't really get a grasp on like linear time. Mm-hmm. That's
but that like that will reasonably F with you, right?
Right.
Like, I know I would be slick going crazy if not knowing how long this is going to last, not like potentially starving to death. Like everybody that I was seeing reacting to this was over the girl with the hair clips. That was freaking
the one that was Yuri. I'm gonna just call her Yuri. That's not her name, but that's what she ended up reminding me of. Her, right?
That was Kobeni.
Yeah.
Kobeni. I just understood. Like I honestly wasn't faulting her too much because like her backstory was kind of really sad. Like kind of being not forced to specifically be a devil hunter, but feeling like that was really her only option. And considering the fact that her family was making her make money for the family.
Right.
And then when she said that line, she was like, I wanted to go to college too. I was like, damn. Like, you just wanted to go to school, and now you out here risking your life with horrifying devils every day.
She wasn't ready. I mean, well, you can see why she probably was the one to snap. She don't have no crazy, like, revenge story driving her or anything. So, yeah, I think I always appreciate when, like, shows put the people who, like, represent how normal people respond. Because we have to know that Denji is not normal. Like, just in case anybody thought this man was normal, he's not.
Oh, it was even more clear he wasn't normal to the fact that he reacted the way he did to everything going on around him. Everybody is essentially, maybe not everybody saying they can feed you to this devil, but they're also saying if push comes to shove, you will die for the sake of us getting out of here. And it's like, cool as a cucumber for the most part, even at the end after he almost gets stabbed. And Aki, shout out to Aki, he is also becoming my favorite. One of like, I think right now those two, Himeno and Aki, they are the ones, aside from Makima, but because we haven't got much of her backstory yet, so them two are the ones that honestly I'm the most interested in the show so far, just based off this last episode.
Yeah,
there were so many dynamics that they flew through, both those characters.
And I think Denji has like alexithymia, which is like you don't know you have emotions or you're unable to recognize them. I mean, he's had a traumatic childhood. He was dirt poor. Like,
say that again?
Alexithymia.
I've never heard of that. Alexithymia?
Alexithymia. Yeah.
Alexithymia.
Yeah,
like
thigh
meat.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking it.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't think he would have an emotional response to anything. Like, he's been just in survival mode so long from being a kid and like barely on the edge of death all the time. So, like, there's no reason he would have emotional swings.
True. That is staying true to his character too, because he's been ready to die since
he just wanted some jam. Jam toast, which tells you he don't. His life. Yeah. So I mean that makes sense. But yeah, Aki is definitely becoming one of my favorite characters. It's not, I would say overall though, like it's been an enjoyable watch. But
hands down.
I'm not ready to say this is like one of the best anime I've seen yet.
I don't want to give it that. Yeah, I don't want to give it that either. But
or even up there, like with those. I wouldn't put it there yet.
I'm inching it. I'm trying to be realistic and rational, but I've just enjoyed it so much. I'm the type to get caught up in a experience when it comes to watching a new anime.
Right.
Like, especially because it's so fresh and so you're so hyped up and your blood's pumping and you're just so mystified by certain things. So it is easily to get clouded. So I can jump the gun, like admittedly.
I mean, but we haven't gotten to the first big thing.
Reveal.
Yeah, like we don't even know who our real antagonist is. You know, because usually there's like there's these smaller fights, but usually there's some other line. There's like some cohesion behind it all. You know what I mean? And we haven't figured out what that is yet in this show.
Well,
like we haven't figured out.
We got the intro to the biggest.
The Gun Devil.
Threat so far. The Gun Devil. Girl, that scene.
That was crazy.
Aki's backstory. And I told my friend Camden, I was like, I knew there was going to be something obviously that happened to the house when the little brother went back by himself.
Yeah.
And he turned around.
I wasn't ready for that.
I was not ready for that because they did. And this was the first time I noticed, and I usually don't like this in anime. You can always tell when something's going to be affected in a way when it's animated slightly different than the surroundings.
Yeah.
Because that house, it was something a little cartoonish about that compared to the background.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, something's about to happen. Something's about to fall on it.
I wasn't ready for that.
Maybe it's about to explode. Bitch, One Punch Man came through and he was serious.
At first, not realizing that that was Aki. I was like, I thought he was the demon. No, not at first. I didn't pick it up. So I thought he was the demon. And I thought maybe like Aki was the brother or something. Like I didn't even. So I was like, what he finna do? I thought he did it at first even. I was just like confused.
I mean, because you get used to anime when they give you a hairstyle, they gonna stick to it.
That's
ain't
true.
No.
But he didn't have. He didn't have his top knot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, it makes sense that you wouldn't really put it together because he's just another character with the same color hair.
Yeah, like I mean, but it's like Asian people, so I'm like dark blue, dark black hair. It's like it could be anybody. Yes, this is all Chainsawman. But so I think there's gonna be something. We keep hearing about this Gun Devil. Obviously, he's the big bad who kind of went into hiding, or America kind of went gun control, which I thought was a cool thing. Kind of took away his power.
That boost him.
Yes, so that was kind of cool. I like that little detail. So I think there's gonna be some cohesion behind it all that we don't know. So I think once I see that, I can know like how like amazing. Like if this is good, it's kind of like with Attack on Titan. Like I knew it was great, but until I really got to like, I was like, oh, this is a masterpiece after this. So
once
I'm like,
you understand the idea, the writing, and then when it really becomes like evident. Oh, they dropped this seed, blah blah blah. I feel like they have the potential to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. I'm very, very much hopeful. Don't really have no doubts that they won't do that, but we just still have to see if they will produce.
Because I feel like we're in the phase, like if this was Attack on Titan, this would be akin to like Eren trying to fight Reiner. And when they like the Titans show up, and then all we know is the Colossal Titan and Reiner. And like, I feel like in Chainsaw Man, we're kind of there. Like, this is Eren fighting Reiner. Like, we don't know is Reiner yet. So like, I mean, that's what I feel like we're at in here. It's like it's so much stuff going on we don't know about yet. But that's how early I feel. So it's kind of hard for me to be like,
that's great. A good comparison. That's a good comparison.
So I'm waiting to see that.
To answer your question though about like where I think this is gonna go with Denji. I think he's gonna do what he's gonna do with the Eternity Devil. I don't think this is some devil that's gonna really be. This is the devil of the week, you know?
Right.
I don't think it's gonna be no crazy plot twist to him getting through this. I think he's gonna activate the chainsaw, fuck it up from the inside, and then we're gonna move on.
I think we'll get some information from this devil. I think.
We'll get some information maybe, but I don't think it's gonna be anything in this hat. Completely game changing. Right. What I am curious as to is number one, how on earth Makima thinks that Denji is going to be able to do anything with the Gun Devil when we saw one attack from him. You know what I mean? And we didn't even see how that attack.
That's why you know she got another plan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like a good, for whatever reason, he's a good like
test dummy.
Yeah, he's a good vessel or test dummy for whatever she's trying to do that the others aren't. Like Aki isn't and Power isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But him being mixed, I think is kind of like I can do something.
That's
with
a
this.
good. That's a good point. That's a good point because you got a full fiend here, and then you got this human who has
a deal with the devil, but it's not like. You know what I mean? They're two separate enemies.
He's the Hannah Montana of it all.
Yeah. Hannah Montana.
I like that.
Not Denji's Hannah Montana.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know what her power is. And is she good? Is it a good thing she's trying to do or is she bad? Like we just assuming good.
Nothing is giving me good here. Nothing is giving me good. She's way too even keel of a character. She's way too intelligent. She's way too charismatic.
Right.
In the most subtlest of ways, you know? Like she can't be good. I
don't know. I'm hoping she ends up being good, but just like weird.
Mm-hmm. I would be gagged if she was. If we never got any kind of a reveal about her in the negative, I would be completely shocked.
Well, we'll see. So we'll stay tuned. Episode 7 comes out, right? To Monday. Is it 7
Tuesday.
or Tuesday?
Because tomorrow's Bleach, yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of Bleach, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to Bleach. This episode this past week was great, but we'll kind of get into it. I'm gonna change the ticker. All right. So how do we feel about Bleach so far?
You start. I started with Chainsawman. You go.
We've had 6 episodes of Bleach. Okay, so I feel like out of the 6 we've gotten, I feel like there were like 2 good ones. Maybe 3. Maybe 3.
There were 2 good ones?
Like really, really good ones. Like the other ones were just meh for me. But it wasn't enough for me to be like, I can't watch this or anything. It was just kind of like
it's there where that's like possibly conversation though.
What you mean?
Like maybe not continuing.
Not after this week. I was like, they're leading up to. I got to see what the first big conflict looks like. Because even that little small fight with the guy with the crazy tongue was still a small fight. It wasn't even really a real fight. So I was like, let me see what the first fight looking like. Let me see where we going with this. And then I'll kind of make a choice. But I mean, I was kind of like, they feeling real. But it got me back.
Like
it got me back.
What is it though? Like, I'm interested.
It just felt like because we were trying to get to the, it's like, it was just so much shit happening. It was just so much happening. And it was so like I think Rashawn was talking about that, like the power scaling was just ridiculous. And I like hate that. I just hate that. And like, I get that they're just like, we gotta show you how strong the appointed is. It, you know? He said this and y'all, like, it's like, well, we gotta really raise the stakes. We gotta show, it's like, but it felt like lazy raising the stakes. Like, it didn't feel like doing it well.
There is some lazy points that I noticed that I am curious about. So I do agree with aspects of that. I haven't gotten to the place, honestly, I haven't gotten to there at all where I considered not continuing watching it. Just because I think majority of the time, especially, I don't know if it's just me trying or just me being excited Bleach is back.
Right.
Like I'm just excited that it's coming back and looking the way it does and giving us the moments that it has given us so far that were great. I don't know. I'm just like dedicated to seeing fully how this goes. So that hasn't crossed my mind yet, but there are some stuff that I just don't fully understand or get. Some stuff that I felt were a little lazy or cheap for the story.
Yeah.
Getting to different points like this, the fight. Keep in mind, this last episode, I loved based off the spectacle a lot.
Like, this is the first one since the first episode that we got that level. That level that was in the first episode came back.
Yeah, it did. It came back screaming, bitch. Oh my God. Like, Yamamoto, then Ryu's side. Like,
oh my God.
Give him his respect. Now,
go ahead. Now let's drool over the effects first, because I love it. It was beautiful. Before we get into the okay, girl.
It was epic. Like seeing him, like the way they animated his speed when he first took off, like him just flying through the sky trying to get to Yhwach. When he was flying in that big ass flame fireball, which I didn't even know was a thing he could do.
He's scary.
Activating his thing, and like I'm talking about all of Soul Society is just melting, bitch.
And that like really affected me because I can't stand having dry skin. I can't stand being hot.
That cracked lip moment.
I was like, oh, that's who can get me out of here? I'm not. And they were just all chilling. Like, I just really don't like being hot. And I don't like being dry and hot. Like, but yes, that was correct. I mean, so this was a nice episode. But before we get into this, like, shout out to the animators for realizing Renji and Byakuya are non-factors now, because they didn't even step up the animation level for that episode.
They didn't. Not at all. It was a setup to make us understand that these were getting stolen and not sealed.
Y'all not gonna really see a fight here.
And the way they embarrassed Renji, this man didn't even activate anything. He didn't chant. He didn't cast no spells.
Nobody is like, oh, Renji's here, let's change the battle plan. Like, nobody sees this man and thinks anything but, girl, what you finna do?
He grabbed that sword and did that lucha libre kick, and the way that sword just fell apart like it was made out of cheese string. It was so sad. It was so sad. And I hate having my nonchalance, my kind of just like indifference to Rukia and Renji. I hate having it proven, because as much as I want them, I'm waiting. I want there to be a moment where they really come through on some.
They not coming through ever. They're like Sailor Jupiter. Damn. Just let it go. It ain't happening. I'm sorry, but you gotta come to reality.
But they really, like, I almost audibly laughed when right after Byakuya's Bankai got stolen, and he said, "Renji, your Bankai is our last hope." I said, "Well, pack it up."
Pack it up, girl.
Pack it up.
Show is over.
Renji is
so if you wanted to basically tell me that all hope is lost, bitch, you could have just said that.
You might as well have said it was a remake.
Who's like, Renji, you're our final hope. And people are like, woo, I'm glad Renji survived. Which is why I'm still got beef. I'm going to forever have beef with Byakuya's ass for handing over his... don't know, but he deserved to be dead because you're sitting here with Renji and you're like, you know what? I'll sacrifice my Bunkai.
Right.
You don't even have... Byakuya is dead to me after that.
Especially
dead to me.
Against who they were fighting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bleach is doing some shit this season where they are really trying to come for the horror girls. Like Bleach has some moments, two moments that I could think of that have been a little terrifying, and that was the whole speech alone from that Stern writer, the one that's all about fear. Mm-hmm. Like, and shout out to the voice actor. Matter of fact, let me just find him because his name needs to be said out loud.
Who? The scary
actor, girl? It was a guy.
Yeah, I called him girl.
Yeah, but the voice actor for that character, it was just the tone of their voice. I replayed that monologue.
Oh yeah, when he was like, it was taking over like Byakuya's body. I was like, girl, stop listening to them.
It was just the tone. Like if I close my eyes and just listen to the voice, the actual voice was a little haunting. Mm-hmm. What he was saying was, that was on some creepy shit. And then seeing the whole bugs thing crawl up Byakuya and everything, it was like the combination that I was like, this is some creepy-ish. And then the second one was with getting Ryu's side when he...
Which I am so ready to drag his ass. I'm so ready. I'm just trying to wait. I'm trying to be patient.
Yamamoto?
Yeah, I'm going to drag his ass.
Yeah, that's gonna go into another part of that.
Old people can catch the smoke too, and he's definitely about to catch it.
The fact that he had 4 different activations in this.
Why? So are we getting into it? Let's go ahead because what's going to happen? What's really going to happen is, you start first while I adjust the screen so I can show this fight.
So during this fight, to what we believe is Yhwach.
What is his name? Yhwach?
I've heard people say his name multiple times, so I know how it's pronounced, but it does not look like the name.
What is it? Yhwach?
The way people pronounce it is Yhwach. Like there's a B somewhere in there. Yhwach.
Because it's German.
Like
Yhwach.
Everybody out here maybe it is with a V because it's German. You're right. Yeah. It sounds like a B with the way they put emphasis on it.
Probably because the H in front of it maybe turns it into like a hard V instead of a soft. But anyway.
So yeah, getting Ryu's side fighting him, and he says he has the theory that his Bankai can't be stolen because they don't understand how it works.
Okay, no, because then sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
No, because you said this is your whole trump card that they don't understand your Bankai. But you set your ass there and gave a whole dissertation about exactly how your shit works, and then proceeded to unsheath or reveal all of the Bitch, what?
That did happen.
That pissed me off because I could not believe that he would be that stupid. Were we supposed to believe he was just so mad he lost he wasn't able to see the forest from the trees? Like, what is this? Is this the angle they were going for?
I do think he was blinded by rage, especially because they gave us that whole backstory, which that pissed me off too. That whole backstory with his lieutenant, and it pissed me off just because I did love seeing an explanation of trying to give us some explanation of his character and his strength and all that. Yeah. But I was like, you spent how many seasons to give us a couple sentences about how strong he is versus showing us?
And we supposed to have all these emotions and understand his emotions. And this sorry ass ninja didn't do nothing the whole time when Aizen was over here dragging y'all ass. But okay,
girl. But you got just crazy powerful Bankai that hasn't been seen in 2,000 years. Yeah, but you were
which also means you wasn't doing. He said 2,000, right?
2,000.
So that means you also didn't help Genryu side 1,000 years ago. You weak ass bitch.
Oh, damn, that's true. No. Maybe that was 1,000 because
did he say 1,000? I could have sworn they said 2,000 because I distinctly remember thinking Jesus was on Earth the last time he unsheathed his Bankai. I distinctly remember having that thought.
2,000 years ago was definitely specifically the 2,000 years ago was when I feel like everything. No, because he said he said
2000. He said 2000.
Yamamoto said he hasn't seen his Bankai in 1,000 years.
He said 2000. No, Yamamoto hasn't did his in 1,000. But that other guy, he said 2000. Because I remember thinking he ain't did his Bankai since Jesus walked the earth.
Damn.
So, you sorry ass bitch. Like I said. I'm just sorry, but I'm just.
But I still don't get how his Bankai works. They even though they showed it and did all this grandstanding about it, they didn't explain it. Okay, so one person said, I thought Hinomu, the ice Bankai was the only one that could change the weather. So I'm like, okay, so his Bankai is changing the weather, so lightning appears, but then all of a sudden he pulls his sword through it like a fucking harp or like a violin.
Yeah, that was actually like really cool though.
It was cool, but what is that doing? What is that doing? And then when he releases it and he like shoots forward, so it's it just ups your speed. Does it bump up your penetration? Is your Bankai simply a stat boost?
We'll never know.
With Flash?
That's why they
like
play
that was
much.
so weak. And then everybody around here want to be like giving him props and he was so great and blah blah blah. But he died from an arrow. When you really think about it, this man, it wasn't no super arrow with some crazy fast bow. He had an arrow in his hand and threw it at him.
He sat on his power like a weak ass.
Shit it on. And it's like y'all did it on purpose because y'all know he never did anything.
Because y'all know y'all didn't understand how that shit worked y'all self. And it was like, we don't feel like figuring this shit out. It just
and see, now this is now that we dragging a little bit, this is a red flag for me because this is some of the same embers of that Aizen fight. Y'all want to throw Bankais out here with no real explanation as to what they fully do, or give us this crazy overpowered Bankai like Shinji's when he was reversing everything.
Which is another thing. Which is another problem because Genro Yusai had this dumbass hypothesis. Okay? But your friend never unleashed his Bankai in 2,000 years. So they didn't understand his Bankai and snatched it right on up. So once again, where did this theory come from?
Cause I feel like you're also...
Oh no. Let me read this while Twan's having a coughing fit and how the fate able to stand up to the captain. It annoys me so much. At that point, the leader and R could have just killed the captain together. That's true. Like how this stand-in was able to even hold any kind of ground or hold his own against Yamamoto. Because Yamamoto was like unsheathing all of these forms to apparently... Right, Rashawn, I get you.
So there's an overlord. There's a character that so in Overlord, there's a character that takes on the persona of Ainz Al Ghul, and if you know that show, Ainz Al Ghul is the power. Like he's super powerful. He's the strongest thing you can think of. There's no end to his power. We don't even know the tip of the iceberg. So he transformed into him and was fighting another really strong character on his behalf, but he was using all of his same abilities, all this stuff, and it felt the same level. So in my mind, I was thinking that this Stern writer, because they all have individual powers based off the letter that they were given.
Right.
His was yourself. So he could essentially, we don't know the details, but he can turn into the being because we saw it happen with Kenpachi. So that was a little bit of a misdirect because we saw Kenpachi kill him.
Right.
Or at least bring his body to where they were and drop it and claim that he was dead. So number one, didn't understand how he goes from being dead from Kenpachi to already being Yhwach in that moment when he showed up. So that didn't make no sense to me, and that was also not explained. It was just we all of a sudden get to reveal that he wasn't Yhwach the entire time when we see him and we also see Yhwach at the same time. So can he also make duplicates of himself?
Right.
Can he turn other people into other things? Like that felt lazy to me, and that just felt like a gag to make it just to give us a reason to see Yamamoto's Bankai, and that's it. Which felt cheap because which still
is also like, why you was doing all that? Because he really probably could have killed him with wood.
He could have did the North. He could have just sliced his ass up. He could have just did. Or
he probably actually could have killed him with East, right? Because there came a point where he was dodging. He was dodging, but like, I I guess Yamamoto, like, I'm old. I'm not going to be doing all this long. He's not like he doesn't have endurance because of his power. So I could see maybe you needed to pull out West. Maybe.
Yeah, there was I feel like South was, even though it visually that was part 2
that was
of
amazing.
The other one I thought was really creepy to me. Like the way they introduced the first skeleton popping up, it was like, they cut right to it, and you just like, it was kind of abrasive.
It made me feel like a Bleach version of the rumbling almost when they were like all walking up. It was really cool. But yeah, I don't. Do you really think he couldn't have killed him with this?
No, this first one? I don't think this could have killed. Like, honestly, the skeletons was just pulling at his clothes. Them skeletons wasn't doing nothing. And I was like, okay, so is this like a genjutsu type thing? Is it him supposedly not being able to attack his subordinates, which we have obviously seen him not give a fuck about?
Yeah, which I'm just like, I feel like you're projecting, Yamamoto, because this man be over here. But those weren't really Quincy's that he was killing in the beginning. Those were the Iron Car, right? That he turned into.
Oh, they were the
Mora twin was.
I mean, but he also, you saw how he dispatched yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so that also was weird to me. And like you said, they was just sitting there pulling on the clothes, and I was just like, "Is this an attack? Is this an irritation?"
That just goes to what you're saying. You're unnecessarily just showing. Like, if this really fit your theory of them not understanding the Bankai, that's why I can't be stolen. You could have just saved that one so they fully don't understand and did everything else.
Right. But, and you still got other Quincy's around that you ain't murdered yet that can steal Bankai. So, like, he didn't know that only the king could steal the Bankai. He didn't know that. But so, like, you still out here just revealing all the forms, girl.
Yeah. But this is, just look at this. Like,
it was like, it was. But I kind of was watching it, and it was a little distracting because I was like, okay, he doing all this, and we on episode 6.
But that's honestly, I am excited for what's to come. If we're getting this episode 6 and we have 52 episodes, it's from a idea of where the plot could go. I'm extremely intrigued because we are getting the legitimate destruction of Soul Society right now. Which I'm kind of giving them some grace because I'm like, they're making it clear that everything you thought you knew, all the people you thought was going to come in, all the forms you thought maybe would come to play, they ain't, girl. Mm-hmm. They're not. It's over. So everything from here is new. And I get it. That's why I'm giving them grace. I know Rashawn's a little more irritated with it, but I'm like, I already knew coming in. We know Ichigo gonna have to get some new forms. This is the part you like. But we know he's gonna have to get new forms. We know all of that is happening. So that's true.
They gotta make everything obsolete. They gotta make a reason for the push, make a reason for the change. And because you all also still be like, Genryu's not gonna come through and save him. Like, he's gonna come through.
Kenpachi's gonna come through and save.
You gonna think so? It's gonna there. Well, Kenpachi could still come through.
I mean, they showed him get sunned off camera, so
right, which means you ain't get. And when people die in anime, you get that bright flash slash scene. That's what I call it. The bright flash slash. It's classic. The bright flash slash. Yeah.
The bright.
It's like bright white or whatever. Insert whatever color. If you got blew up by a Kamehameha wave, it's gonna be white blue. And then you see the body, and it'd be like severed. Or disintegrate.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
The bright
flash.
Okay.
If you don't see that, they ain't dead. Even if they don't get slashed.
I don't think he's dead, but
you always get that freeze frame of death if somebody die.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead, but it's like he handled you so easily, and Kenpachi's not the one to just. He pulls out all the stops that he can.
But we've never even seen Kenpachi unleash his whole everything.
We haven't, but he always, I'm gonna add a hand here. I'm gonna take this eye patch off.
What if this motherfucker really do have a Bankai? He just ain't never tried or felt the need to try to get it.
I think he does because they said that the thing is he just can't hear the name. That's the thing about
Yeah, so maybe if he get his ass beat for the first time, he gonna be like,
the whispers.
I'm laying down long enough to be like, damn.
Kenpachi.
The still quiet voice.
Release me. It's Beyonce.
Kenpachi.
You know they got the names before they say the name.
No, because these names of Giryu size Bunkai, cause me
Sanka no Ichiban.
At my age, I be done forgot a few of them forms names. Them names was long.
Well, when you spend 2,000 years with them, girl, and you'll get full.
You gotta ramble off all that.
And they in Japanese, so that's like saying Bob.
One of them words was like 20 consonants long.
It was. I
was like, why?
Like it was a phrase, not a name, baby.
Yeah. He said Bunkai attack of the mild irritation. Yeah, that's the name of it. That's got to be the English translation of that because. But no, this was it was beautifully animated. I mean, I have no complaints. I just would love to look at that frame by frame.
Mm-hmm.
And just see the transitions and stuff because it was so beautiful.
But we also, which even though him being a doppelganger or whatever was lame to me, that was so stupid to me. But we also got where he was during that time, which he decided to drop by and ask for some sugar from Aizen.
Is Aizen the one who gave him the idea? Because I'm still confused about that exchange. Because he basically said, "You gonna help me?" And he was like, "No." Did I miss something?
Yeah, he came to Aizen because number one, Aizen is probably even more so than Genryu side one of the biggest threats to him and his plan. So I think he was trying to bring him into it versus just leaving. Because the thing, like, if Aizen gets out, like it's a problem. Like his Shikai, that's the thing. His Shikai is all that we've seen, and it's way too overpowered. If you simply see it, you have no control over yourself anymore. Really, like he controls your vision, your feeling, your smell, your taste, all that. So, I think Yhwach doesn't want him to be released and be any type of problem, but also it's apparent that he can't destroy Aizen either because he would have done it then. Yeah, he walked away after Aizen was like, thank you, next. But that leads me to see, do you think we're going to get an Aizen and Ichigo situation or an Aizen saving the day popping in? You think we're going to get one of those? Because he's still there, strapped up to that chair.
I mean, if the Soul Society gets destroyed, ain't he in the Soul Society somewhere?
I mean, but destroying Soul Society means destroying his bindings, and I feel like Aizen probably already sees something going down and knows exactly
that's what I'm saying. So, like, if the Soul Society gets destroyed, then he probably will be freed, right?
Yeah, very true. So I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I feel like he's definitely, obviously, gonna pop up. I just want to know what he's gonna be doing.
I can't see him fighting on the side of.
I can't either. I
mean, I would think he would want to revamp. He just had such hubris. Like even when he was getting his ass beat by Ichigo, he just.
Yeah, he's coming for that. Probably would be maybe. He'll get released and get confronted by the Stern Riders and Yhwach himself and be forced to fight them. But then after that's over, that would mean that Aizen would be the one to kill Yhwach. Well, maybe. I feel like the moment Yhwach is out the picture and it's just Aizen, he is fully going for Ichigo.
I mean, he can't. I would too, because the way Ichigo beat his ass.
That face snatch and get you can't all the way to the mountains.
You can't just let that go.
We forever got beef.
I'm gonna keep trying. He has to keep trying. Him not wanting to help Yahweh. Why you call him Yahweh? He's definitely gonna be a problem. Y'all are in for a ride. Your hubby's read the manga, so he knows, but he's not getting a spoiler. The manga never explained a bit inconsistency that happened with the whole Lloyd guy. Yeah, I can tell that was just like is Lloyd the body double? I'm assuming that you could just tell some of it was just like, we gonna just go so fast nobody gonna notice anyway. I just feel like it was one of those like, but you know, that's still my biggest complaint with it so far. It's the same complaint I had with Heidi, House of the Dragons, just speeding through so much that you kind of like, I kind of would have liked to pause here. I kind of would have like to see a little bit more of this, but they're like, this isn't the big plot point, so we're just gonna speed past it. But you're like, damn, I kind of would have liked to see that, you know?
To be honest, everybody want these high action. I cannot speak today. These high octane, high action episodes, you know, scenery out the ass. Honestly, a second episode could have been so slow for me. Second episode could have been all Soul Society, like getting reintroduced to the captains and what they've been up to, maybe seeing some training, maybe seeing some interactions, where they are, how they I personally, that's the thing I like about, I like showing us that type, not like giving us a recap of how
now that
you're
doing. Saying it though, I'm like, that's that shonen shit that be making me cut shows off, so let me stop complaining.
Well,
I wish they would have came. I wish Bleach would have came on showing them in the yard doing kendo, you know, motions and movements. I would have turned this shit off. So you right.
I would have liked it for the nostalgia of seeing, and I just like seeing the new character designs after any new season. Like, you know, what's his name? The scientist, he always got a new fit when he popped back up on the scene.
But if they would have gave us more, you know, it would have been Renji training and shit. Do we need this?
So let me,
you know, it would have been some Rukia. You know, Ichigo them going to school.
I just said I was gonna shut up.
Just like, you know what we would have got.
I want the good captains. I want the ones I actually am interested in.
Okay,
I want to see Utatake not sick. I want to see that.
See, Amy Chibi said they was twins. There were twin brothers. One could copy personality traits and the other spirit abilities. So I guess it was two of them. I'm assuming she's talking about that one that copied, what's his name? Yahweh. The one that copies abilities and spirit power is the one that took, his looks. But the other one, that part makes no sense. Okay. If he actually took on his spiritual power and skills, he should have been able to clap it. Right. So it's like, one could take on looks. So the one that took on looks couldn't have taken on his spiritual power. Which I guess you can make the argument that he wasn't really attacking. He was more so just dodging. I mean, he was pretty much fighting the whole fight.
He did use one attack that I thought was weird because I assumed this to be specific to Yhwach. Mm-hmm. But once we realized it wasn't him, that's where my mind went immediately. I was like, but he was using his abilities, but I have no confirmation that it wasn't just some regular standard ass Quincy ability.
Because they did say the Quincy ability he used said this is like, I think Quincy's, because it's more like spell casting, defensive magic. Because like even the Soul Reapers like has it like to the... so I think any Quincy could use the defensive magic and the Quincy stuff. So if it's a Quincy ability we're talking about, then and then I think he should be able to pull out the sword. But if you think about his actual fighting, I don't think we just saw defensive.
It's just hard for me to imagine a regular Stern Rider putting up that much of a fight against Genryusai's Bankai. But I'm saying he was surviving up until the last one. That's because
Genryusai wasn't doing shit but talking and telling him how his shit worked.
No, he was attacking him. He was fighting him. He
I played that whole fight
him multiple times.
He was coming at him. He was coming at him, and the guy would. I'm just saying, like, to me, I could see that because defense is always more. He was not really going at. If you go back and look, it was all defensive. Like he never did the first move. We just saw him literally wave his sword and melt the eyeballs, melt the bones of a previous Stern Rider. That was an illusion. Well, no, you're talking about in the fight.
That was a whole person. When he first showed up to defend, what's his name, against the dude that was throwing the arrows.
Yeah.
He waved his sword and obliterated that man. So it's hard for me to imagine him going into a fight where he not only unleashed his Shikai, but his Bankai, then went into 4 different forms he ain't released in 2,000 years. Just a regular Stern Rider is able to defend against that.
But this is probably like his second in command, right? The king's second in command. So he's probably strong as fuck. One. Yeah.
He wasn't fighting this. His second in command, I think, is that.
That one that was just standing there, right? But he's probably like, if he's in his squad, just like if they're in Ginryu's side squad, they're probably like strong as fuck. I'm just saying in general, he's probably strong as fuck.
Probably. No, you're right about that. I don't know his position, so I can't speak to that.
But at the same time, like I was just saying, like Ginryu's side wasn't fighting. Like he was fighting, but it was more like he was more just like grandstanding to me. Like he wasn't. Because of like we seen Ginryu's side, like I'm just gonna come over here and kill you. I'm not playing with your ass. I'm just gonna come kill
him
you.
Successfully?
He sliced him one time.
Right, but
that was before he went into any other form. He hit his arm too, so it's like
it's just crazy to me how he could have all that power being exuded, and he goes to slice him, connects. And because if that was Yhwach,
if it was a graze,
I could understand that. I would be like, okay, his spiritual pressure or his Quincy power and his Quincy body metal shit that they are doing right now is so strong that all he can get through is a little slice. But it's not adding up to me still. It's not. Because
Amy Chibi, I'm not understanding the question you put. I see it, but it's like the sentence structure. I'm not kind of getting it. But no, to me, if I look back on it, I just feel like he wasn't really attacking. If you look at it, Ginryu's side wasn't determined to just eliminate him immediately, despite what he said, because you was doing all this talking, girl. You was doing all this. I'm gonna make you remember, like, go back and think, and like remember all those people you killed, girl, and remember this. And it was like, so he had a point. It wasn't just I'm gonna kill you. It was like I want you to remember all this shit. I'm going to tell you all this. I'm going to make this a slow, painful death. I'm going to, like all of that stuff. Like, I just feel like it was more, that's why he didn't like just kill him the way he probably could.
No, and that's evident, especially when he did the South Bankai, when he made all the things come up. That whole thing was unnecessary.
Because you could have just did North, apparently.
You could have just did North. You saw it work.
Why you saying so tired? Like,
because it is tiresome. Like, y'all, I miss Android 17. Where's Android 17? Because he did not let them little Powerpuff Girls power up or transform at all. They was doing their little ritual. He said, bloop. And everybody else was mad. He was like,
that's rude.
Are we not supposed to be winning right now?
That's what I'm saying.
I miss Android 17.
So he says, that's the problem. Rashawn is saying, if they're this powerful, Soul Society should have fallen immediately. Cap 2. I mean, this is the thing when you're watching shonen, just like it's all about spectacle and show. Y'all know when people come in fights in shonen, it's never let me just kill you. It's always I'm gonna toy with you a little bit. I'm only gonna show my first form, and then
unless you're a Kame from a Kame kill, she don't got time.
Yeah, I'm like, is there anybody in Bleach like that? Not until they real mad. Nobody in any. The Kenpachi be playing. Like, nobody be just like
be playing around.
I'm pulling up and that's it. Ginryu saw that one time. But we know that's not how shonen is. So just assume that what they can do is not going to be revealed until they do their whole rehearsed soliloquies and monologues. And
that is annoying. Oh my God, that is annoying. I mean, we got to get it out. We got to understand motivations and shit. But like, I just love the gag of somebody breaking the metaphorical fourth wall here when it comes to how they use their abilities. Like, cut it short, baby. If they screaming for 10 minutes trying to get to Super Saiyan God, kill him at Super Saiyan 2.
Please kill them. Like, why are you watching? Like, that's always so funny to me. Amy Chippy said Tite Kubo recently made it's Tite.
Ain't it tight? I thought it was tight.
How is tight? That's Japanese, ain't it?
No, I don't know Japanese.
I'm gonna say Tite. Tite Kubo recently made an illustration to show how the original 13 captains look. The rumor is he did that so next episode, this character can appear in the anime. Try Googling Tite Kubo original Gotei 13, or I can put the link for the image. Okay, I'll try to look it up. Dang, Android 17, you're right. I probably just been off anime too long and lost patience. Yeah. You just not being patient, Rashawn. You know, I don't even fuck with shonen like this now. You know how shonen is. It's part of the reason. But Bleach, I think, does a good job. I'm not going to complain about the pacing because once I've kind of picked up, I think Delore Ted said that. Like, he kind of hinted at, this is just like, and you did maybe, like, this is just exposition. Like, don't get so caught up on this stuff, because this is just kind of like, we got to get past it. So after that, I was kind of fine. But I didn't like that whole Genryu Usai being old and wise and fucked up that bad. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. At the end of the day, that is the moral of the story here, that he is supposed to be better than this.
Right.
2,000 years you've led the Gotei 13. You should definitely be better than this.
Yeah, he should have been smarter than that. Like, he was, but I'm gonna give him a pass, and just to make it okay with myself, that he was blinded by rage, because he literally had black eyes. So I think they're trying to make the point that if you didn't know he was blinded by rage, let's black out his eyes so you can't see him. And now he literally is blinded. So I think that's the point they wanted us to get. I'm looking up this picture. Go ahead.
What picture?
Amy Chippy said Google, he was never considered to be wise, y'all. He wasn't?
Was he just
I guess he was just old.
That was just as powerful, so they just gave him...
He was just old man, Gary. But he the leader, though. You got to be wise to be the leader.
That's what I was thinking.
Because then Kenpachi could just be a leader. Well, he is.
Right. Well, no. Kenpachi don't need to be nobody's commander of the Gotei.
Yeah. He always seemed like he had like a patience about him that I guess I just assumed was wisdom. I don't know. Maybe we giving him too much credit. So I'm not sure what we looking. I pulled the picture up. He said it's gonna be important in the next episode. Let me see. So he made an illustration to show how they looked. And a rumor is he
the
did
original
this.
13
Yeah,
captain.
so that next episode, these characters can appear in anime. I'm gonna put this picture up real quick. I found it on Reddit, so let me close Reddit out because you know how Reddit is. I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
I did hear that the original Gotei 13 was the strongest iteration of any Gotei 13.
Really?
The very first one.
Let's see. Well, isn't that how it goes, though? I feel like
which
the
is
first
sad
one
though,
is
because
always...
that goes against all day. Oh, I have seen this. I didn't know that was legit canon. I thought it was somebody's illustration.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna stretch it out so the whole picture show. Because right now it's kind of. Let me just. Can I just? No, this.
Oh, I don't like that. Pennywise, the chubby Pennywise back there.
Who? Oh Lord, this is so annoying. I'm trying to get the whole... Oh, no, that is the whole thing. I'm going to get the whole screen and then I'll, like, change it. I think that's the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's more. I guess that's the top of the picture. It just looked like it should be more, but I guess not. Okay. So here's the picture.
Oh, no, they were his students. I was like, where's Utitake? And, my pink kimono dude, but I
just
think
the original. They weren't.
Yeah, I think
the
they were his students later. Yeah. I like. I want to see what this pink hair girl is doing over here.
Right. Let me move her picture. So yeah, so they can see it on the screen. There you go. And then you got somebody over here in the cut, but they kind of just on the side in the picture. You don't really get to see them. I think. Oh no, I think there's more to the picture. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. So you got them over here on the side. She look like May over there on the left.
Like who?
May on Overwatch. So that's what I'm. Let me see. He said, "Let it sit." He said he gonna wait a couple months to watch. He's the same character throughout. He is strong. He was the leader because of power, but in his prime, he was known for being ruthless, not wise. He was the kind of guy that would kill others if that meant killing the enemy. They were the strongest because they were more killers and thugs. They would kill anybody more so than trying to protect. So that's how him and that's their history. So okay. Well, I guess like you just see an old man with a long ass beard, you just be like, he's wise.
I just thought because of his position as the commander, I feel like you got to be able to delegate and strategize and tell people when their plans are stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think he really encapsulated that in this episode.
Okay. So I'm gonna give it to y'all, but the fact that as a viewer, I guess, but that's always frustrating to me, and I've still always nitpick with that with storytelling. Like if I gotta read in the future to get that and we're this far, like I don't know. Did we see his backstory before now?
Who?
We never saw Yamamoto's backstory before now.
I mean, not when he's looking this young. We got like Turn Back the Pendulum, and we got some sad stories of past stuff, but not this deep.
Right. So I mean, it's fine, but you gonna put an old man with a long ass beard and he the leader of a whole society. I'm just like, you battle hardened. You would have been in some battles. Shoot, Goku dumb as hell and still is good at battle. So I'm like, I don't know about that, y'all. Like,
well, I feel like this orange haired man with the blue arm guards. Why he look like he had a Seven Deadly Sins?
I thought that too. He looked like he wanted to what's the Holy Knights?
Yeah, he a Holy Knight. The dude underneath him is from Black Clover.
He from Black Clover.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looked like he could be the king guy with that ugly ass
Demon
face.
King.
No, what's his name? What you say? Yhwach. Yeah, he looked like he could be him. He ugly.
I think
he do look like he could be him.
This chick up here. I don't even really know how to go into that.
What?
Because this looks like somebody.
Which
and
person?
I feel like, all right here with the long hair. Who she look like?
Oh, right there. She look like that dude with the mask.
Oh, yes, but also not who I initially was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking.
Somebody. Just imagine that
hair
braided in the front.
The pink hair girl looked like the girl who was fighting Rukia.
Oh, she does. The Fullbringer girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the girl right above her. That looks like imagine her hair braided in the front.
I mean, so down now, because that other dude looked like the dude who fighting Pink Kimono Man.
This dude is receding a little bit more aggressively than that dude.
Not the one behind Yamamoto.
With the glasses that got the sword up above his head.
No, maybe he didn't. Or maybe it's the one to his right.
I was saying that's
the one to the right.
The guy to his right is similar to him, I guess, with the glasses and stuff, but his hairline is back.
Let us find out he got the old captains and he done made them Quincy's and brought them back from the dead.
Oh. I mean, that one girl looks like her. I don't recognize anybody else though. Ooh,
yeah.
This feeble thing over here in between her hair. I ain't even see him.
And then we didn't get a good look at that one who was with him. But it'll be interesting if that's like the twist. Because that kind of looked like him. The one with the little fur, that looked like, what's his name? Yhwach.
Nah.
That couldn't be a younger him?
No, younger? Look how decrepit he look. His skin
That's like his powers. That's part of his powers.
I
want to see the rest of that sword. Is that the same sword? I gotta see what his sword look like, because that.
I'm not really. I mean, I see the resemblance in the mustache and the mustache alone.
Yeah, but he is ugly as hell. I mean, you ain't look at him; he ugly.
Yeah, but this man looks like his skin is super glued to his bones.
He look like Hades.
Look at his cheeks, his mouth alone. Yeah, no, that's not.
They look similar.
I see what
to me.
You was doing though.
They look similar. Only 2 of the current captains are there from the time of the original 13.
So that is Unohana. I thought so.
Oh, that's her?
Because I know she. That's they said that in previous seasons though, that she was a member of the original.
It's pre.
She was a founder.
Pre-braid.
So it's only Genryusai and Unohana.
That's what
that would make sense because it was Genryusai, Unohana, Utatake, and Pink Kimono.
Well, if he put this picture out, it's gonna come into play. But I'm like, they look kind of familiar, so I think that would be a cool ass plot twist. But I mean, seemed like it would be too good of one for them to use on a shonen anime.
It would be too good of one for them to use it and use it correctly. Because if they did, they would bring them back. They would show a glimpse of their abilities and then disappear, never to be seen it from again.
That's why I was just like, that would be actually cool that that was the case, though.
I was not even disliking this experience until getting on this podcast today. And like,
what you mean? But I'm still enjoying it though.
I am enjoying it, but like
that's more plot inconsistency.
These elements have really like all put together like this and really going into it. Look at you.
I'm sorry.
Going into it like back to back is really like y'all come on. This is the last season.
I think it's gonna be good. Like because I kind of felt the same. The only reason I think it can turn around for me to be like that was great because I literally felt the same way about Hot D. Like at some point with all the skips, I was like, okay. And then like when it got to what we was really here for, I was like, okay. I have no doubt that I'm gonna be entertained. Because that's one thing that Bleach and Chainsawman is doing for me right now. They are entertaining me. Right.
Even though some things that I think are stupid, I'm not bored at all.
Right.
You know? So that is, that's for what it's worth. That means something to me.
Yeah, I think we'll come back and revisit this. So I think like because... he said the vampire portmanteau was epic, by the way. Perfect moment because right after this, we're going to close this out. But I was going to say, I wonder, we probably should just let a few more episodes pass and then kind of do this again because, I think it's nice to just dedicate a whole show to talk about it that way because people sometimes don't see the episodes and then they're like, oh, let me leave. If we say we're going to talk about it and they never come back and like... by the time so many episodes has passed, you should have been caught up by the time we started talking about it all.
True.
So maybe we'll do like another 6 episodes. We'll come back or another 5, whatever, depending on what's going on in the show. We'll see.
Now, if there's a Gagiana,
yeah, we're gonna talk.
I'm gonna have to bring it up.
Yeah, and then we don't know how many episodes Chainsawman is gonna have.
Let me look.
Yeah.
So Bleach is gonna be 52, which I'm not mad at. And
I wonder if there is a representative from all 5 royal families. See, y'all going to stuff. I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Say that again.
That's what Shiryu King said. I wonder if there is a representative from all 5 royal families.
I don't know what that means.
And then he must be talking to Amy Chippy because I don't know.
I hear royal family and I think of Soul King, but that's all I know. Is there more than just him? What? Oh, there's gonna be 12 episodes.
Oh, perfect.
Man, this season.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, unless, like you said, a gag happens, then that'll be right around the time Chainsaw Man is finishing up. So we will come back and do another one like this.
Well,
again.
we should do roundup of all the episodes up until the finale, and then do the finale.
Okay.
Bleach, yeah, because I know that finale. It's gonna have to be good. And the show's been. I feel like good so far.
Yeah, it's gonna do something crazy. So Twan and I are going to finish this up. This is gonna be it for Otaku Talk today, but we are going to be live again, literally, probably going to be a quick turnaround. Maybe, what do you say, 15, 30 minutes?
Yeah, somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes. We just got to run a sound check with our guest.
Yes.
It's going to be coming up.
We're going to have a guest up, and we're going to be talking about Interview with the Vampire, which I think the season finale came out for the people who were watching it on regular-ass cable last week. And yeah, because, they were a week behind us. Which I said was dumb. Like, to me, that was the dumbest thing.
I feel like I remember you saying that, but I didn't process that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
That's crazy. Like, imagine the whole world, like most of the world having spoilers, and you have to just be on the internet with all these spoilers for a whole week.
No.
Like,
I will be on the internet watching this.
Exactly.
Or to come on the TV. You kidding me?
So we're going to go live again and talk about our love of Lestat, and we're going to have the Team Louis representatives come up, or representatives have their issues with Lestat, and just kind of talk about, we love talking about Interview with the Vampire, so this will be a new perspective. So we're going to go live, and that'll be on YouTube. I'm going to post this on YouTube. I like to upload these because I found that they just do better. So I'm gonna upload this Otaku Talk episode on YouTube probably tomorrow. Do the 24-hour rule. I'm gonna be a good Twitch streamer and follow the rules. So this Otaku Talk episode will probably premiere on YouTube tomorrow after 24 hours. What were you gonna say?
This ain't got anything to do with anime or what we were just talking about, but I finished Love is Blind. Oh my god. Oh my god, that reunion, bitch.
What you think of Xanadu?
Now, after talking about the season more, after talking about the season more with different people and me like vocalizing my journey with these characters, I actually do enjoy Nancy and Zanab. Honestly, all my opinions on the girls besides Colleen were kind of changed.
I need somebody
Colleen
to come. We finna have to have a show because I'm not finna do.
Let me just go through the girls real quick. Colleen, I agree with you. She would have married a piece of hair if it proposed and kept her on the TV.
Colleen,
I just don't. I
skipped all of her parts.
She looked like she was. I'm talking about. She looked like she was like scared in that reunion when she was sitting next to Matt. Like
Matt crazy.
There was a time when he spoke over her and she did a Tiamori. Like she just put her head down. I was like, girl,
y'all don't think Colleen got a Titan face?
I just imagine her doing this and running.
She got a Attack on Titan face.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just giving Titan. I'm just sorry, but I can't not see it.
I won't be able to see it now. I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch it, but if I see her again, that's gonna be the first thing I think of. But yeah, so Colleen, I agree with you. I felt the same way about her after you said that and it processed and then seeing how it played out. I fully agree. Zanab, she did have her faults. Absolutely. She had her problems. She admitted to a good chunk of them on the reunion. Because she was not granted, I enjoyed some of her nitpicking because when she came into that room when he was sitting on the floor with that suitcase and she had that wine and she said, "Okay, you know what?
I'm trying
that shirt
to
and pants can go."
I'm trying to hold my opinion. Ashley gonna come up. We gonna have to. No, not we finna do this. Yeah, we finna do this.
So we gonna do.
We
that
finna do this. We gonna let our fellow otakus go enjoy their night. So I'm gonna end this live. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be live on Twitch too. So you can just come back on Twitch too if you want to see it. But we're gonna be live on YouTube talking about interviews vampire because I got a lot of new subscribers off of our random Twin Potato Vampire review, and the girls was mad. So I was like, let's just clear the air. But thanks everybody for hanging with us.
Don't clear the air. Stir up some stuff.
You know what clear the air be like for us. I don't know what that means for y'all. But we'll be back next week with Otaku Talk, and Wife Life Advice should be back, and we're actually going to talk about Love is Blind on Wife Life Advice, me and Shy Cutie, but we're going to try to talk about it in relation to like real life shit that be happening. So let's tea spillage. I mean, I'm sure everybody's going to talk about who they hate, but we'll be talking about it on there too on Wednesday, so that's going to happen as well. So with that